Charitra and worship Sai Baba, as he has always emphasized two important aspects: faith and patience. Shraddha or Saburi. You may be faithful, but you also need to have patience. The stronger your faith, the longer your patience will be. Always remember this. Start chanting the powerful Sai Baba mantra. Om Sai Ram, Om Sai Ram, Om Sai Ram. 108 times every day and every night, and make a plan to visit Shirdi Sai Baba and take the darshan of Sai Sai Om Sai Om Sai. Leo. Saturn's transit in the 8th house usually brings financial burden and can strain your financial condition, potentially trapping you in the vicious cycle of debt and never-ending credit card payments. In worst scenarios, some individuals have even committed suicide due to the constant harassment from credit card collection executives. Therefore, my first request to all my followers born with Moon in Leo is this: please use your credit card only when necessary. People have become so habitual to loans and credit cards that they spend their entire life paying EMI, and yet the cycle of payment and repayment never stops until their last breath, when people finally say, rest in peace. Saturn in the 8th house can also bring deep sorrow due to the death of a senior family member. This transit impacts your networking skills, making you more aloof and secluded, and people may find it difficult to connect with you. The transit of Saturn in the 8th house is indeed a challenging and emotionally taxing phase for Leo moon natives. Marriage relationships will suffer, and relations with in-laws can become stressful as the native feel an increased sense of responsibility towards satisfying their in-laws. Saturn in the 8th house compels the native toward inner transformation. And as you know, transformation is always a painful process. During this difficult transit of Saturn, you will feel heavy due to negative energies or black magic attacks. The best remedy is to chant the powerful Kala Bhairav mantra. Om Kala Bhairavaya Namaha. Om Kala Bhairavaya Namaha. Om Kala Bhairavaya Namaha. And visit Lord Kala Bhairav temple every Sunday. Offer one coconut, 5 lemons, a 5 liter red cloth, a red flower garland, and milk mithai, that is the Indian sweet. If you live outside India and cannot visit a Kala Bhairav temple, donate fried food, vegetarian or non-vegetarian, to homeless people on Sunday. Remember, this 2.5 year period of Saturn stay in your 8th house serves as a constant reminder to remain humble, avoid negative or offensive comments, and deeply focus on your spiritual path by chanting mantras daily and meditating with a Rudraksha mala. Additionally, performing the Navachandi Havan is also beneficial, which you can do during Navratri or in the month of April at your residence. Saturn transits through the dark, unseen rings of the 8th house signifies that during this phase you will uncover hidden truths and learn things you never knew before, making this an eye-opening period for most of you. Stay cautious if you have a job. Ensure that you perform well to avoid job insecurity. Maintain a low profile and learn to adjust with your partner and in-laws. Virgo. Saturn's transit in the seventh house for Virgo moon native signifies a period of increased responsibility and burden in relationships, particularly in marriage and partnership. During this phase, you may feel a heightened sense of duty toward your spouse or long-term partner. Their expectations and demands may weigh heavily on you, making it seem as if you are carrying more than your fair share of emotional and practical responsibility. However, Saturn's influence is never about implication. It pushes you to build strong, lasting relationships based on patience, discipline, and endurance. This transit also indicates that your partner will face challenges and hurdles, whether in their career, health, or personal life. As a result, you will find yourself playing a supportive role, offering stability and guidance during their struggle. The key to maintaining harmony during this period is understanding, patience, and open communication. If your relationship is built on a strong foundation, this transit will ultimately strengthen your bond. However, if there are unresolved issues or cracks in the relationship, Saturn will expose them, forcing you to either work through the problem with maturity or reconsider the partnership altogether. For those who are single and seeking marriage, Saturn in the seventh house can bring delays in finding a suitable life partner. There may be prolonged waiting periods, obstacles in matchmaking, or failed relationships before you finally meet the right person. However, Saturn is known for its slow but steady approach. It delays but never denies marriage. When the time is right, this transit ensures that the person you choose will be mature, responsible, and capable of handling a committed relationship. Marriages that occur under Saturn's influence often stand the test of time as they are built on practicality, loyalty, and perseverance rather than fleeting romance. However, if one enters marriage hastily without proper introspection, Saturn's presence can bring relationship struggles, misunderstandings, and emotional distance, requiring extra effort to resolve. Ultimately, Saturn's transit in the seventh house teaches valuable lessons about commitment, patience, and realistic expectations in relationships. If embraced with a mature and steady mindset, this phase can lead to greater emotional depth, stronger marital bonds, and more profound understanding of love and partnership. One of the most powerful and effective remedies during this transit is to invoke the divine blessings of Radha and Krishna by chanting their sacred mantra. Radhe Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Radhe Sham, Sham Sham, Radhe. This mantra carries the vibrations of love, harmony, and eternal devotion, helping balance the karmic influences affecting our relationships. Chanting this mantra daily, preferably 108 times, using a Tulsi Mala, can bring peace, stability, and happiness into your marriage and partnerships. Additionally, Saturn in the seventh house often brings karmic lessons related to relationships, commitment, and duty. One of the best ways to neutralize the negative effects of this transit and improve your marital life is to help others get married. Marriage is a sacred bond, and by supporting couples, especially those who are financially struggling, you create positive karmic energy that enhances your own marital